Part 23. Exploring the World, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Wo Yi Pian Hai. Chapter 221. Living King of Hell, as expected of Lao Yinbai, he is a king as soon as he opens his mouth. I became nervous when he said it. Fanwuju, sent. Why are we chasing gods? Isn't heaven the place where gods and immortals live? Are there only immortals but no gods? Jin Mao Bei, the immortal in heaven is a priesthood, not the authority mentioned by the statue. Isn't that true? Isn't Yeshen a person with divine authority? Kick the doorframe. I'm wrong. Yeshen is mainly a cultivator, and secondly a god. Judging from his moves, it can be seen that this is the orthodox path of cultivating immortals. 1,000 miles away, how do you know what orthodox cultivation of immortality is? Because of the words of the ancient statue, there was a lively discussion on the barrage. When Yeshi heard these sensational words, he didn't take it seriously. Oh, I understand this matter. Tell me something else. The statue's appearance suddenly became stiff. Yeshen, you can't believe it, that's how I put it? Yeshen, these things you mentioned seem serious, and they are indeed serious, but what do they have to do with me? I'm just an ordinary explorer. Yeshen's clone bar upstairs. No matter how many things I don't know very clearly, I don't dare to explore that information if it's too long ago. But if you really want to find heaven, you can take the Starry Sky Ancient Road. In the past, many people from other worlds came to this world through the Ancient Star Road, which also gave me a better understanding. Among those people, many of them came here just like you to find the ruins of heaven. According to many people, the end of the ancient Starry Sky Road is rumored to be where heaven is, but no one has ever reached it. At this point, the ancient voice became a little ethereal. In fact, we don't need to pay too much attention to these earthly things. We are as eternal as the universe, above the stars. After speaking, the voice of the ancient statue became louder. Yeshi knocked on the 5-color altar. Like you, squatting on the bottom of the sea, lingering for a while. That snake god fell from the stars into this planet and died. You shouldn't be as powerful as him, right? What's going on? It's so heart-wrenching to kill someone. If you can speak, do you know what the art of speaking is? To put it mildly, do you, a loser like you, have to hand over gifts and beg others to give you incense? To Yeshi's surprise, his words did not irritate the other party, but were filled with more overt condescension. It's just a temporary birth and death. When the universe is reborn again, the snake god will return. This is true not just of snake gods, but of all true gods, and of you as well. We will never be destroyed, we will live forever among the stars. Damn, the amount of information is a bit scary. Is God's time dimension based on the birth and death of a universe? I would be envious of you, if not for the fact that none of the ancient gods I saw were alive. Yeshi nodded and stepped on the 5-color altar. Then you wait until you are resurrected and continue to die within a few years, and then you wait for the birth and death of the universe to be resurrected? Are you tired? Where Yui, I was just shocked to the point of numbness in my soul by the statues of gods on the seabed, but when I heard Yeshen's words, why did I feel that it was these gods who were numb? Although I can't see the other person's face clearly through the statue, it's obvious that he is angry to death. Idol of God, there is a 25-year-old boy among our gods, you should all know who he is. The statue was silent for a long time this time, and it seemed that it would remain silent forever. He seemed to be really pissed off and didn't say a word after that. Yeshi shrugged his shoulders. Knocked on the blinding crystal in the temple. Okay, that's it? It doesn't look like you know anything more. I'm leaving first. I hope you won't be dead when I come back to see you. Otherwise, you will appear after the birth and death of the universe, which will be too long. This venomous person is indeed from Blue Star. Even if RT Mart killed a whole universe of fish, this sentence would not hurt the statue as much as it did. Kick the doorframe, why is the damage so severe? We should have hit the snake 7 inches away. I didn't realize that several ancient gods we saw were dead. We didn't see a single one alive. Yashi glanced sideways at the statue that was holding its breath and even glowing green. Then he raised his hand and waved towards the end. Everyone, get ready. I'm going to open the 5-color altar now. I have always been curious about this thing, but unfortunately I haven't found much opportunity. But this time the result of rolling the dice came out. Ahem, I am very satisfied with the fact that the 5-color altar is needed for my carefully prepared exploration destination. I just want to show you what this ancient starry sky road that has been handed down for countless years looks like. You let it slip, right? In fact, you just went to explore and play with us at the same time. You can play with us directly, but you still prepared a wonderful live broadcast for us as expected. Brother still feels sorry for us. Where is the network administrator? Where is the network administrator? Nantung has sneaked in, Nantung has sneaked in. Yay! I am Nantung. Bai Vuchang, the hobbies of living people always surprise ghosts. Yashi stood in the middle of the 5-color altar. Then he engraved the coordinates of the world of giant beasts on a line of nothingness. I saw a beam of light rising from the bottom of the sea. If everyone looked to the west, they could see this beam of light that penetrated the sky and the earth. The 5-colored divine light lit up at the same time, and the mist flowed. The ancient starry road was opened again. Yashi embarked on a journey to the universe. And the audience in the live broadcast room were also full of excitement to see the true appearance of the ancient starry road from ancient times. A tomcat came late and looked at the light column at the bottom of the sea. Alas, it's too late. Otherwise, go to that world and take a look. Unfortunately, I'm not a war profiteer, otherwise I can make a fortune this time. Tomcat watched the 5-colored altar opened by Yashi disappear from a distance, and also jumped and disappeared into space. Is this the ancient starry road? Is this the ancient starry road? It is hard to say what the ancient starry sky road that everyone has been thinking about looks like. If you have to describe it in one word, it is ancient and mysterious. The ancient starry sky road, I always thought it was an ancient road built in the starry sky, but now it seems that there is probably an extra layer of meaning. Yashi stood on the road and looked up to see the stars in the sky. The starlight was like a waterfall, and there was even moonlight, which was incredible. I was curious about what the real sun and moon that Dao said looked like. I didn't expect that we saw them when we first stepped into the ancient starry sky road. The boundless galaxy hung down on both sides of the ancient road, as if this was where the gods walked. This is the thought of many people watching the live broadcast. And when this idea was settled, they looked at the live broadcast room and couldn't help but smile, because Yashi was a god. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Wo Yi Pian Hai. Chapter 222. The Taiyan star hung in the sky. At this time, all the heavens and world seemed to be illuminated by the moonlight of the Taiyan star. Even Yashi's body was covered with a layer of moonlight. The ancient road is between illusion and reality, but you can feel the vastness and vicissitudes of it. There are also some places that are very old and look crumbling, but they have stood firm. Next to it is a sea of stars, stars like rain, and divine light. Looking up, there are stars all over the sky. The star map of the entire universe is spread over the ancient road in the starry sky. Yashi looked at the starry sky picture above and felt it looked familiar. No, it looked very familiar. Just in case, he was afraid that he would unjustly accuse the emperor. So I pulled out the system's space exploration map and compared it one by one. Good guy. Tongzi, did you steal your space exploration map from the starry sky ancient road? Ding, reference. Yashi. He tried hard to hold back his emotions. If there is anything else that is a reference, please tell me. Ding, the system is learning and upgrading, please ask the host later. Yeshi. He couldn't help but shook his head and didn't ask any more questions. After all, he knew the result. What a fantasy scene. 2. I don't know how to describe my feeling, why I want to cry so much. There was a person who was sitting at home watching Yeshi's live broadcast, as quietly as a sculpture. No matter what shocking scenes or deeds appeared in Yeshi's live broadcast room before. He has always been cold and indifferent, as if he has no human emotions. However, when Yeshi stepped onto the ancient road in the starry sky, he suddenly stood up and leaned forward, his eyes even a little bloodshot. It seemed that after waiting for so long, I finally got what I wanted to see. The starry sky ancient road, the real starry sky ancient road, finally appears here again. He muttered. He is very special, because all his ancestors died young looking for the ancient road in the starry sky. It is not for any other reason, but because they want to go home. I really didn't expect that the legendary ancient road in the starry sky would look like this. Yeshi's eyes were full of emotion. But here comes the problem. I have written the coordinates of the world of giant beasts on the 5-color altar before, but now, where should I go? He looked at the front, then at the back. There is really nothing to guide me. There are only 2 roads, choose to go forward or go backward. Golden Mouse, it's not that there are only 2, but, it can't be described in words, all the directions are front and back. If I choose the wrong one, I'm worried that Yeshen won't be able to come back. Kicks the doorframe, Golden Retriever, I have always wanted to ask you something. Who are you and how do you know so much? Even the very high-level personnel in the special department don't know as much as you, so forget it. What's more important, you haven't been taken away by the authorities? Golden Mouse. Yeshi was wondering which way he should go, or whether he should simply change places and go directly to a certain location to explore. But when I looked up at the sky, a star suddenly lit up. And this star seemed to be pulled over by something and landed on Yeshi. An ancient road just appeared in front of Yeshi. There was some surprise in his eyes, and then he said, "Fully automatic guidance, so scientific. No way, I want to kill someone after hearing that. You, as long as you have some respect for our science and fantasy. Double disrespect equals double respect, don't you understand?" I started to get excited. It felt like we were following ancient history towards legend. Almost everyone's emotions were aroused. Except for 2 very special galaxies. Peng Wei, is there something wrong? Baidu Star Territory Lizhija, I feel like something is wrong. This is completely different from our sex record of the Starry Sky Ancient Road. I even suspect that the 2 have overlapping names, but there is no relationship at all. Are the worlds we are watching the live broadcast together really not in the same world? Ji Wei Xingyu Zai Taoist, ever since I heard about the eternal God, I felt that something was wrong. How could there be eternity in this world, let alone become an immortal? We have never seen a person who truly became an immortal. We dared to ask if there are immortals in the world, but Blue Star said that all the people in heaven are immortals. Why? But the 5-color altar is exactly the same as our Baidu 5-color altar. The people in the 2-star regions on the barrage were so confused that they didn't even understand what was going on. It was one of the live broadcast rooms. No, it should be a famous celebrity from 10 worlds who came out and said. Only then did these discussions stop. Kick the doorframe, what are you curious about? We have all seen the forbidden area you mentioned, a world that is not obvious. Maybe you were trapped like us before we were trapped in the solar system, and you were trapped in your little place. By the way, it's not like Yeshen didn't go to Baidu. He obviously had no interest in heaven. Heshenxu is very interested, just wait and see. This barrage was almost the final word. Yeshi also followed the guidance of the stars and headed for the giant beast planet. However, during the walk, he stopped from time to time to feel it. After walking for about half an hour, this ancient starry sky road is really magical. I just walked along and felt it, but I didn't feel anything. But I can feel that just taking one step on this ancient road is crossing countless distances. I can feel that I am getting farther and farther away from the blue star, and the closer I walk to the end, the more terrifying the distance I cross with this step. However, after walking such a distance, we should also reach our destination. Yeshi raised his head and looked at the falling starlight in the starry sky. And the increasingly conspicuous giant beast planet. The wild feeling rising to the sky has made Yeshi feel it. And the entire giant beast planet is faintly covered by red light on the outside. If it were someone who could observe the sky in ancient times, he would be able to clearly feel that. The entire planet has fallen into a disaster of war. What a big egg! It has been a long time since we got to the giant beast planet. Yeshi could vaguely sense that several five-colored altars were calling him to come down. However, at this moment, he looked at the giant beast planet in front of him and felt that something was wrong. General planets tend to be round. But none of them look like an egg. Or, an embryo. Yeshi paused, his eyes gleaming, and looked at the giant beast planet in the distance. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Hai. Chapter 223. All the comments in Yeshi's live broadcast room were posted as if they were free of charge. But most of them are complaining about why this planet looks like an egg. No, I know that most planets are elliptical. I know that I am not illiterate, but how can I put it? The planet in front of me really looks like an egg. Do you understand that kind of shape? Understood. I always feel like this egg is about to break out of its shell. Everyone must raise chickens. It's a very similar feeling to me. It's similar in concept. At this moment, chicken raising experts from 10 worlds appeared. Bold guesses, careful verification. We have already made bold guesses. It's up to you, brother. Yet. The classic quotation is here. Yeshen and I join forces to kill each other. The endless starry sky is paved under your feet, and the sun is high in the sky. Yeshi had already felt that special attraction. In an instant, only the flowing Milky Way waterfall could be seen in the live broadcast room. But I have disappeared. And above the entire beast planet, a ray of light soared into the sky. This is the road that the five-color altar took back when it picked up Yin-Ya, and of course such a big movement was discovered by the people from the planet of behemoths. Therefore, countless energy fluctuations began to emerge towards this place. The whole ground is shaking. The rumbling roar of the beast rang out, and the sound waves spread to the sky. And under the beam of light, Yeshi landed on the five-color altar in the world of giant beasts. The footage from the live broadcast room is also here. What Jurassic World Park? What is the world of behemoths? Oh no, this is the world of behemoths. This, five-color altar seems a bit big. Primitive forest, no, primitive giant forest. From this perspective, it really feels like a very weird opening shot of a movie. In the live broadcast room, Yeshi emerged from the five-color altar hidden by several towering trees. This five-color altar is very big, but it has been covered by vegetation. Looking from the outside, you can't even find that there is a five-color altar here. After that, the audience looked forward along the line of sight of the camera, and could see a huge hoof stepping on the jungle in front of them. This was more like a pillar than a hoof, and there were some stains on it from the mire. Ooze. When the camera zoomed out, everyone discovered that the appearance of this giant beast was very similar to the dinosaur on Blue Star. In other words, it was a mutated dinosaur with an extremely ferocious appearance, 100 meters tall, and extremely strong limbs. It's just that the dinosaur's IQ doesn't seem to be very high. They obviously noticed that someone was opening the five-color altar. However, when they came, they didn't see anything and were a little confused for a while. Yeshi emerged from the jungle, the green banana leaves were trampled under his feet, and a young boy's voice came out. This is really a planet of giant beasts, everything is so big. This leaf is as big as my whole body. Yeshi looked at the camera and said it so directly. Brother, yeah, look at that big hoof in front of you, a mutated dinosaur is coming for you. Is it possible that I saw it but didn't care? Although Yeshi sensed the vitality that was bursting out all the time on this planet, he really didn't notice the big man in front of him. Judging from the big dinosaur in front of us, its vitality is like water drops in a sea. Therefore, Yeshi only noticed the big dinosaur close at hand after watching the barrage in the live broadcast room. After looking at it for a few times, he withdrew his gaze, and then thought about how to explore this planet. Anyway, from now on, there is no movement in the system for the time being. You stupid dinosaur, why didn't you see Yeshen? I still want to see Yeshen show off his power, and then rush up to fight. You evil person who is afraid of the world being in chaos, I will destroy you on behalf of the sun. From my short observation, this world is a little bigger than I imagined. Kick the doorframe, no need for your observation, I think anyone with eyes the size of the 5-color altar can see it, so I can say something useful, thank you. Yeshi was walking in the jungle, and after only walking for a few minutes, he couldn't help but smile and look at the barrage and said, I always feel like I have become 100 times smaller. By the way, I have tried to become smaller before, but the feeling here is completely different. I wonder if you have ever thought about being 100 times smaller and traveling around the world when you were young. I feel like I have realized my childhood dream this time. Mars, I made the wrong payment after all. I'll go take a look in front and see if I can find anything else. For the time being, I haven't seen the war-torn world that Behemoth mentioned yet. When? That's all. A half-broken stone arm fell down with a bang. This arm is more than 10 meters long, which makes people think about how big the body is. What crow-mouthed god? Yeshi didn't expect that just after he said this, the flames of war would come to him, and a broken finger would drop directly. Originally, he wanted to laugh at himself about his ability as a word spirit, but when this arm touched him, he swallowed what he was about to say. Something's not right. This stone arm doesn't seem to be stone. Yeshi reached out and stroked the broken arm, and then his eyes suddenly became extremely strange. What a coincidence, we encounter this kind of monster right when we come up. He pointed at the broken arm below. Judging from the material, this arm has just turned into stone. Interesting, we are probably going to see the real Medusa. Wow, oh, it's so exciting right at the beginning, it really deserves to be Yeshen. Boom boom. Yeshi just stood here for a while, and the next broken limb fell beside him again, but it turned out to be a piece of meat that was half petrified, with bloody feathers on it. Well, it seems that Behemoth is right, the world of giant beasts is indeed very dangerous now. And why do I feel that they are particularly manic? Yeshi pointed at the red fierce bird that suddenly appeared in the sky and fought with Medusa and said so. I didn't feel any frenzy, I just felt my danger. Yeshi hissed, his eyes passed through the space, and he could notice the eyes of these giant beasts, bloodshot, and they obviously had no rationality, only acting on instinct, and he didn't know why. But he thought about the scenes he saw in outer space, and he always felt that there was some connection between them. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 224. Although looking at this behemoth planet that seemed to be breaking out of its shell in outer space, Yeshi felt something very wrong. He felt that this planet might be breeding some kind of starry behemoth, some kind of golden-horned behemoth. Then when the time is right, directly break the planet, and then devour the starry sky. When I landed on the 5-color altar from the ancient road in the starry sky. Yeshi had already figured out the entire process of a mythical beast from its conception to its beginning. However, after falling into the planet and seeing such strong vitality, he felt that he might have thought too much. However, things always had twists and turns. When he saw these giant beasts being confused or being stimulated by unknown things, he felt that his initial guess was right. But these things will have to be known later. Anyway, step by step. Yeshi thought this in his mind, then glanced at the system that continued to pretend to be dead, turned his eyes to the live broadcast room, and looked at the camera. I have some guesses now, but I just don't know if these guesses are correct. I can only explore step by step and solve all the mysteries like before. What is the Riddler? No, the Riddler at least gives us riddles. You just tell us there is a riddle and then wait to solve the riddle. My opinion on this comment above is, I can't help but laugh even though my teeth are crushed. The world is too unfriendly to people with low laughter points. Don't you want to laugh? Yeshi shrugged his shoulders and did not intend to continue talking. He just continued to walk forward in the primitive forest, chatting with netizens while walking. Originally he came in to start a fight, but it seemed that because Yeshi was really too young, no one paid attention to him. Just like, there will be no human beings who have nothing to do and fight with ants, and there are no giant beasts who have nothing to do and fight with Yeshi, who is no bigger than ants in their eyes. Looks a bit like an outing. Hey, doesn't it always feel like an outing? After walking in the forest for about half an hour, the smallest creature everyone saw was Yeshi, and the next smallest was a grass, which was 10 times bigger than Yeshi. It's like getting to know this giant beast planet. Yeshi was about to take out his sword, and then fly with it to see if he could hit anything else. It was a coincidence that when Yeshi was thinking this, a ferocious voice roared. Oh, it turned out to be a little white tiger. Yeshi looked at the white tiger with fierce eyes walking on the grass, fell into deep thought, and then said to the camera. Sure enough, luck can't be stopped even when it comes. The express delivery is here for me. Baihu, watch me push myself into Yeshen's mouth with a sliding shovel. Yeshen, stop coming, I can't eat any more, come next time. The little white tiger roared at Yeshi, then a hungry tiger pounced on food and rushed in front of Yeshi. Immediately afterwards, Yeshi blocked his forehead with a hand. Little white tiger, what's going on, why can't I move? Yeshi flicked the white tiger, which was about 10 meters tall, with his finger, frightening it into taking a few steps back. Then he turned around suddenly, spread his hooves, and wanted to run forward. Call. Yeshi blew the white hair on his hands, then grabbed Baihu's neck and lifted him up directly. Shock. The Blue Star villain lifts a giant cat with one hand. Is this the annihilation of humanity or the loss of morality? Hiss big cat, Shasha, my big cat. Ouch. Ouch. The poor big cat couldn't help but scream, and then Yeshi paused and knocked the white tiger on the head hard. Stop pretending, talk like a human being. Baihu had a look of despair on his face, and his voice was exceptionally clear, like a female voice. Brother, I am blind and cannot recognize the titans today, please let me go. Yeshi glanced at the other party and actually let go of his hand that was strangling the other party's neck. The white tiger's eyes were filled with joy and he was about to run away, but unfortunately his movements were not as fast as Yeshi's. Yeshi stepped on the opponent's tail, preventing him from moving. The white tiger grinned in pain and turned to glare at Yeshi. Oh, you little titan, don't dare to do this to me just because I'm injured. I'm telling you, I think I was 1,000 meters tall back then. With a bang, Yeshi took out a pen from somewhere and knocked it directly on Baihu's head. Dong dong dong. I won't say anything anymore. Please, brother, just do whatever you want. This crisp and even soft voice paired with such language puts a lot of pressure on people. Why is this big cat born so vulgar? Send it to me quickly so I can train it. Hey, what a soft girl voice, Rough guy style, absolutely amazing. Where did it come from? Yeshi knocked a few times and convinced the big white cat, then he stepped on the cat's tail, sat on the stone, and asked slowly. Dabehu, of course I come from the central battlefield. I remember back then. Yeshi knocked down with a loud bang, knocking out a huge bump on the opponent's head. Don't think about those days. What's going on in this world? After hearing Yeshi's question, the white tiger was startled, and then seemed to remember something. You are the weakest titan who was almost killed by a fish. What a bad luck, how did I meet you? Are this fish and this titan the two things we have seen before? I finally know why the behemoth, no, the titan is unwilling to return to his hometown, that's why. Yeshi touched his chin. I really didn't expect that the first news I learned when I came to the world of giant beasts was related to the behemoth under the sea. However, that's not behemoth, how did it become a titan? The big white tiger looked at Yeshi like an idiot. When you grow up, you become a titan. You didn't even know that the two are the same race. You have lived in vain. But, since you are the little titan, don't treat me like this. Otherwise, without my guidance, I guess you can't even walk out of this forest. Hurry up and move your feet away. Yeshi. He hit the big white tiger with a bang and knocked it to the ground. If you talk like this again, I will boil you and make tiger soup. The big white tiger obviously couldn't believe what Yeshi said. It took a deep breath. Squeak. Little titan, you don't know how dangerous this world is. Just wait, you will beg me. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Hai. Chapter 225. This is a bit too early to say, so don't cry in the future. White tiger, I think back then I held up the planet of giant beasts with one hand and stepped on the head of Titan with 1 foot. I could be said to be invincible in the world, but in the end I could only shout 4 words, Yeshen, save me. Let's not talk about anything else, just look at this skin, this hair, this meat, it looks so delicious, tastes. I vaguely remember that an Urha once said this about me. Yeshi stepped on the big white tiger's tail and stood up. He didn't want to explain to the big white cat why he was not a titan. But after taking another look at the camera, in order to take care of the IQ of the audience watching the live broadcast, he chose to lower his IQ and asked questions that he knew the answers to. Why do you think I'm a titan? 1,000 miles never leave 1,000 miles away. Good question, this is also the question I want to ask. Baihu looked at Yeshi as if he was mentally retarded. Only a little titan like you who just came back can ask such a stupid question. Don't think that because you're bullying me now and I'm injured, you appear to be very powerful. In fact, it's not worth mentioning. You'll have to lead me to your titan gathering place later. Ouch. Yeshi took the pen in his hand and knocked the other party hard, causing the big white cat who was talking grandly to stop talking. Stop it, stop it. Because only you titans can shrink your body here, and only you can do this. Everyone thinks big is beautiful. Only a weakling like you would choose to shrink your body. In other words, even among the titans I have seen, you are the most outrageous. You have shrunk your body to such a small size. To the extent that you are worried about someone seeing you, that's why you act so small. At the end, the big white cat began to return to his true nature. 1,000 miles away, that's it, but why did this white tiger make me hallucinate that there is a famous troll? Kicking the doorframe, everyone understands, needless to say, the trolls above are undoubtedly talking about those Baidu scammers. By chain, I don't know why, but there are really very few people who are self-aware. Yeshi knocked the big white cat with a bang, then lifted up his foot that was holding the tail, and then sat directly on it. Okay, don't stop talking to me. Let's go, get out of here. Baihu shook his hair with some dissatisfaction. Hey, little titan, Don't think I'm really that weak. Back then, I was 10,000 meters tall and extremely powerful. I was the dominant tyrant on the entire planet. Now I'm being bullied by you, but don't think I'm really that weak. Yeah, she sat on the fluffy big white cat and nodded very perfunctorily. Okay, okay, I know, I know, I know, let's go. Roar. Under the threat of Yeshi, the big white tiger was forced to lead him. However, in this primitive giant forest that had expanded countless times, the two together were too small for a creature no bigger than someone's finger. It also takes too much time to get out. I can't, little Titan. I can't walk. Why are you running in here with nothing to do? This is the legendary Holy Land. If it weren't for the fight between the Suzaku and Medusa, I wouldn't dare to come to this place. You, how dare you? The big white tiger shook his fur, then lowered his head to drink water next to a creek, and casually caught a few small fish several meters long to satisfy his hunger before asking. What a happy white tiger. I am so happy. I don't know what will happen if it knows the truth. Ha 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 ha, if we follow its theory, then wouldn't any of us blue star people become titans? You can try. Try and die. Blank, Suzaku, divine beast. Yes, she lay on the soft white hair, and could feel the extremely fierce blood in the beast's body underneath his body, as well as the very serious hidden injuries, and then said leisurely. Does Suzaku refer to the red bird that fought with Medusa? By who caught a few fish and stuffed his hungry stomach before nodding. Yes, this is the Suzaku's territory. This Suzaku is really shameless. Not only does it encircle the entire Flame Mountain as its own territory, but it also makes Kangchijian, where the five-color altar is located, its own territory. No wonder Medusa follows it. Fighting. But when it comes to this, you Titans are even more outrageous. You directly moved the planet in and directly took over a quarter of the territory. Ah! You really deserve to die. Has this white tiger been around on the internet? This is too strong, but there is no internet in the world of monsters. I can only say that it may be a gifted person, self-taught without a teacher. Yes, she was silent for a while, unable to deal with this big white cat with a cute voice and vulgar language. However, he quickly thought of a way to change the subject. Fire Mountain. Is there a banana fan here? Originally it was just a random topic, but the big white cat was startled for a moment, then jumped up, extremely happy, with a hint of joy in his cute voice. Yes, I have. Little Titan, do you want to sneak into Xuanhuan Mountain and ask for the banana fan to be taken out? I heard that there is a banana forest over there, and many delicious things are grown in it. Yeshi's pupils were shocked. Of course, the audience was not much better either. Yeshi really just asked casually, but got a completely unexpected answer. He took a deep breath, looked at the big white cat that started walking in the primitive giant forest again and said, "It's a bit confusing." "That's not it, this is too much of a confusing story. We've already reached outer space. How can there be things about Journey to the West? Could it be that it's really accurate? This is all true. But the problem is, the time when the book was written doesn't match. What time should it match? The space doesn't match. Where does the time come from?" I fell into a trance, thinking about it. The words above can be explained. Princess Iron Fan, Siha, my Iron Fan, my little sweetie. Above, what do you know about being a dog licker? The white tiger didn't quite understand Yeshi's question, just touched the leaves on the ground with his claws, and then started running wildly in the mountains and forests again. What, I don't understand. But if you really want to go, little Titan, I can help you. When of course, you know, no one in the Titan tribe will help you with this matter, only I can help myself. Back then, I was 1,000 feet tall, even bigger than the entire forest ridge, and I could be called the world's giant. Anyway, as long as you help me pick a small herb from near your home, I will definitely accompany you to steal the banana fan, even if it's to steal the vermilion bird's egg. I heard your plan on Blue Star. I was wondering why this white tiger was so cooperative after being stopped before. It turns out that he has other intentions. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Hai. Chapter 226. The old god Yeshi was there, but in the doubtful eyes of the big white cat, he began to communicate with the void. I just heard him say. This time when I come to the planet of behemoths, I just want to explore more secrets in the universe and the mysterious world where no one is. But I really didn't expect that I could see something related to Blue Star after traveling so far. This flaming mountain and banana fan are really shocking. I quite want to go and have a look. What do you think? The big white tiger saw Yeshi talking to himself in the void like a lunatic, and after thinking for a moment, he opened his mouth and asked. You have also been affected by the strange energy in the world? No, you were not affected. I was affected by fighting all the time. Then you are simply crazy. Oh, I understand. Yeshi. Bang bang bang. There seemed to be some flapping sound. According to the law of conservation of energy, when a smile disappears from one person's face, it will appear on another person's face. By who? I admit that I gambled, but I lost the bet, right? Why are you so strong? I'm the weakest. Just wait, 30 years in Hedong and 30 years in Hexi. When I regain my strength, I will definitely beat you, this little titan. Ah, stop fighting, I give up. Boss, you are my boss. Yeshi looked at the big white cat with a majestic head and a well-behaved face, with a comfortable smile on his face. Turn around and go to Flame Mountain. I'll go see what's going on with the banana fans here. Yeshi conveniently placed the herbs the big white cat asked for in front of its eyes and continued to ask. By the way, where did you hear these words? Yeshi was really curious, where did this big white cat know the dirty talk? It didn't look like the giant beasts with well-developed limbs and simple minds that he had thought before, but looking at it now, it turned out that he was too young. The big white tiger's eyes widened and he drooled. The speed of his feet accelerated a lot. A clear female voice came from the wind. What are you talking about? You're talking about this. Just eat a few more interstellar merchants and you'll know. Don't you eat them every day? Why, you don't know. 1,000 miles never leave 1,000 miles away. I am God, I feel sorry for thinking this big cat is cute before damn it, it eats people. Yeshi raised his eyebrows. You eat people? White tiger. It ran in one direction, remembering to ask Yeshi to give him the herb first. As for the question just now, it was a little confused. What is a human, what is this? Yeshi thought for a while, that's right, he probably looks like me. Oh, little titan, don't dare to eat, you will be hunted down. Behu, I am not following my heart, I am just a man who knows the current affairs and is a hero. The questions asked and the answers are completely different from each other. Kicking the door frame, a planet in outer space asks if it can eat people. Sometimes I really wonder if I went out without thinking. Kick the door frame, sorry, it's my fault for not being smart. Tigers similar to Blue Star can appear here, so how can there be no humans? I'm too stupid. Sorry, everyone, please don't be misled by me, I didn't go out with my brain today. Bai Vuchang. Fanwiju. Nyuatuabong, really, he is worthy of being the second most popular person in the 10 worlds. Then, is it because Yeshen also asked whether white tigers can eat people? Yeshi didn't watch the live broadcast room, so he didn't know such a funny scene. Just keep asking. Then what does the interstellar merchant you are talking about look like? There are many shapes. The one with the most looks is a cat, but it is still a cat that walks upright and is blue. It doesn't taste good, but you can learn a lot of new things. Golden mouse, tomcat. In addition to this blue cat, there are also big octopuses, bats, and that little green juice. Seeing that the big white cat was getting more and more outrageous, Yeshi interrupted in time. Then, no one survived. They were all eaten. The big white tiger seemed to be because what Yeshi said was a bit outrageous, so he couldn't help but stop and turned his head to look at Yeshi. This question you asked is so strange. Haven't you ever eaten it? Oh, it seems like you really haven't eaten it. Of course all the things outside have been eaten, otherwise what would you do? Keep them and fight with other planets. We can't finish the fight here, and we don't want to fight with the planet outside. I am God, oh my God, look at this big cat, it has a brain. ALA country, it seems to know the rules of different planets and even the universe. Kicks the door frame, it has a brain, but you obviously don't have one. I don't mean upstairs, but upstairs. Have you ever been to outer space? By who, go, there are still people fighting on the Star Trek, and the stars they fight have fallen down. Oh, I heard that a Big Mac is about to be born, so the fights have become more and more fierce recently, all in order to give him enough nutrients. Damn it, if I knew it was that ghost who was about to be born and made such a big noise. I will destroy it to death. Yeshi glanced at the big white cat that was running hard. You said this, I believe you're boasting about yourself a little bit. What you said is not something that ordinary giant beasts can know. The white tiger raised his head proudly. Of course, when I was victorious, even the little red bird was not my opponent, not to mention Medusa. The little red bird became a fool, and still couldn't beat the opponent. What a waste. Yeshi stroked the soft white fur of the white tiger, and really didn't expect that he would meet a fallen boss as soon as he came in, just like winning the lottery. Originally, the big white tiger was proud, but Yeshi continued to ask. So how did you become like this? Did you come into contact with the thing bred by this planet? The big white cat's pupils shook. Kick the door frame, wow, damn, Yeshen, worthy of being a god. Through such a short sentence, he actually deduced such an important thing. Oh my god, compared with brother Ye, I seem to be watching the live broadcast without a brain. Living king of hell, I can't bear it anymore, I'll be guillotined. When Yeshi felt the stiff big white tiger under him, he knew that what he said was indeed correct. This is really, originally planned to stand slowly and zigzag, but he didn't expect to take a shortcut when he came in. Sure enough, this is more in line with his idea. What? What did you say? I didn't understand anything. I don't know anything about embryos, you said. Let's go, we are about to reach the Flame Mountain. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Wo Yu Pian Hai. Chapter 227. You are the one who brought the Imperial Army here, right? This white tiger has a little intelligence, but not much. Yeshi raised his eyebrows and began to wonder if this white tiger was really that stupid, or if it deliberately leaked the news. This intelligence is just right to make people wonder if it is pretending. But whether it is or not, it is not very important now. I didn't see the Flame Mountain, but I saw the Sulfur Hell. In front of him was a huge mountain. From a vertical and horizontal perspective, the mountain was so exaggerated that it looked like a continuous mountain range with only one mountain. Of course, this was not the reason why people thought it was the Sulfur Hell. The big white tiger stopped and began to tremble. This was the pressure from the giant. When the cameras slowly opened, everyone saw a long snake flying in the sky above the huge mountain, which partially blocked the sunlight in the sky. As the head slowly came out, the black snake was seen flying, and a woman with closed eyes appeared in the world. He stood up from behind the mountain. There were still some burn marks on his face. His eyes were still closed. His facial features were no different from those of humans. His tongue was forked and hissing. Boom boom. The rubble on the mountain began to collapse, and the huge giant's shadow fell on Yeshi's body. The vast forest was all in shadow. Hiss hiss hiss. Countless black snakes roared together, and the world seemed to have turned into a snake nest for thousands of years, and this female giant with snake hair continued to rise. The people in the live broadcast room were already dumbfounded. Baidu Hongzhen, your world is really terrifying. Although the Baidu Star region can also have similar effects after a high level of cultivation, it is still very different from this behemoth. Giant Beast Planet, as the name suggests, there are probably no small creatures on this planet. This is the Medusa in the myth. What a shocking scene. This snake hair is so exciting, I rushed. It's really too big, it's hard to imagine that there is such a huge life in the world. This is the Medusa that Yeshi had a glimpse of before. At the beginning, he just took a quick look and didn't see anything. He originally just took a look at the Medusa in this giant beast planet, and didn't have any surprises in his mind. However, he didn't expect that this time Medusa's appearance gave him such a big surprise. A Medusa is like this. I wonder what the embryo bred by a planet looks like. I am God, Yeshen reminded me. What kind of star beast? We won't see the whole planet explode in the end, right? Didn't the white tiger say that it was 10,000 feet tall before? I calculated it, and this size is a bit exaggerated. Is it really some kind of mythical beast that suppresses the planet? It said before that it was 1,000 feet tall. You believe it? Isn't it just bragging? My giant phobia is coming on. Yes, she looked up at the sky from underground, and even the sunlight could not be seen. The body of Medusa was getting bigger and bigger. Everyone just saw that her lower body was not legs, but a snake tail. Are all Medusas this big? Yes, she gently patted the big white tiger's head, but felt that the other party's body was shaking more and more violently. The big white tiger dug the ground with his claws and calmed down for a while. Huh! This Medusa is getting more and more powerful. Fortunately, we are too weak. They look at us like ants and don't pay attention to us. Otherwise, we will die sooner or later. But what did you just say, little Titan? All Medusas? You tigers are from other planets, right? Except for the Titans, which one has only one? Don't ask, there is only one Medusa and one little red bird. If there are really more, I'll blow this planet up. The land is already cracked every day, so we have to manually piece together the continent every time. It's so tiring. The white tiger is still chirping over there, but he lowered his voice a lot, worried that someone would hear it. Don't look at this Medusa, it looks powerful, but I tell you, it's no match for me. Think about me, when I used to hit the whole continent with one tiger claw, Medusa was completely finished. Oh, you are bragging. If your short legs were not still trembling there, and you refused to take a few steps forward, I would really believe you. Then move. Then go up and fight, I'll cheer you on from below. Yes, she looked at the other parties boasting and pointed out a smooth road to the big white tiger. The white tiger's eyes rolled. You're polite, otherwise you can give me the herb in your hand first. After I eat it, I will recover half of my strength, and I will definitely suppress Medusa. What a free-for-all. I firmly disagree with the statement that the white tiger has no IQ. Because this ability that tends to pollute was cut off, the entire blue planet did not become a stone man planet, so the barrage was still smiling, as if they were completely unaware of the seriousness of the matter. Medusa's waist was much higher than the entire mountain, and considering her size, the mountain looked like just a small stone platform. The snake's tail flashed with a dim light, and some scales fell to the ground. The scales turned into snakes, wandering on the earth with an ancient breath. The sun fell and shone on the back of Medusa. Her upper body was wearing clothes like those of ancient priests. When her body was fully revealed, with a bang, Medusa opened her eyes. Kakaka. The forests and land turned into stone one by one, and even the falling sunlight and the wind were frozen into stone and fell to the ground. All the viewers in the live broadcast room couldn't help screaming at this moment. They really didn't feel that their bodies turned into stone, but the feeling of their bodies turning into stone was too strong. Especially when Medusa opened her eyes. Her vertical pupils faced everyone, even those who were hiding behind the screen watching the live broadcast, and in a trance, they saw a snake pupil across space staring at them without any emotion. Looking at this gaze, I feel like an ant. Compare your body to its, you are indeed an ant. I feel cold all over, as if my skin and flesh were stripped off and thrown into an icy hell. It's horrible. Kick the door frame. This is because Yeshen's live broadcast room has isolated a considerable degree of pollution, otherwise we would have become stone men. Medusa opened her snake pupils and looked at the two lives in the jungle. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 228. 1, 2, 3. If you can't beat me, run away. This is a madman, give me the herbs quickly. The ground the white tiger stepped on had turned into stone, and it could be felt that it had been very difficult to maintain. When Snake Tong looked at it, it was like a cat whose tail was stepped on. It was as if the tiger's head rotated 180 degrees and took away the herb in Yeshi's hand. Then move with lightning speed and take advantage of the situation. In fact, when he saw Medusa's snake head, he was a little stunned. When he stood up, Yeshi began to think about the world, because while he saw the continuous mountains of flames behind Medusa, and the belated sound of the system also came to my ears. Ding, congratulations to the host, the exploration of the Behemoth planet map has increased by 16%, and the overall progress is now 16%. Ding, congratulations to the host for unlocking the first puzzle piece of Behemoth Star. You will be rewarded with Banana Fan X1, 6 Ding Divine Fire X1, and Behemoth Star Map Fragments X3. The Behemoth Star Illustrated Book, Medusa, Flame Mountain, Suzaku. Medusa, the Gorgon in myths and legends, who lives in the place where the other side is connected to the land of night. This is a real legendary monster, and there is only one Medusa in the entire Behemoth planet. She possesses the petrified the power can turn a sea into a sea of stone, but unknowingly, he was affected by the underground of the planet and became more and more violent. Flaming Mountain, part of the Flaming Mountain in myths and legends, but don't expect to see Red Boy. He has already gone to heaven. You should know this. However, there is indeed a Xuanhuan Mountain banana cave here. It is necessary to see if it is authentic. You go and check it, however, the banana fan is indeed genuine. Suzaku, it is not the real Suzaku, but a bird with more bloodline than the human Suzaku. He has been trying to purify the bloodline in the Flame Mountain. As a result, the bloodline has not been purified successfully, but his mind has been purified. Friendly reminder, the real Suzaku is not in the world. If you want to see the real Suzaku, please look up at the sky. Banana Fan, have you ever thought that Journey to the West and Water Margin are documentary literature? In fact, many things that only exist in legends and are not believed by people are real, but ordinary people cannot see them. This banana fan is from Kunlun since the creation of chaos behind the mountain. A spiritual treasure created by heaven and earth is the essence leaf of Taiyan, so it can extinguish the fire energy, and the dark wind blown out can make people float for 84,000 miles before being stopped. 6 Ding Divine Fire, the divine fire in Tai's Hanglajun's alchemy furnace, but it is only 1/10,000th of the divine fire that was extracted from the most refined part of this mountain of flames. It is used to refine elixirs, exercise the body, and even smelting the divine treasure has extremely subtle effects, but for a world, the most important thing is to make the world on fire. When the sound of the system rang in his ears, Medusa's snake eyes happened to look towards Yeshi, and he also noticed the big white cat's extreme head turn. After thinking about it, he did not choose to use this herb. He took it away, but the big white tiger still swallowed it in one gulp. Hoo hoo! The clouds follow the dragon, the wind follows the tiger. This time, the big white tiger almost stepped on the wind, using up all his strength. However, the wind beneath his feet still turned into stone inch by inch. Hey, this is too scary. Didn't you say you wouldn't notice the ants on the road? Why did you just look at them? MMP, what kind of immersive live broadcast? I feel like I am running wildly in the wind like Yeshen, and then there is a giant Medusa chasing me behind. I am so scared. Laxative, brother, don't be afraid, there are people who are more afraid than you. Woo woo, mom, help me. Mom, I'm scared too. Stop calling me my dear, come and save me. So nervous, so tense, the atmosphere is on fire. But haven't you noticed that Yeshen's expression is still so plain? It's awesome, even the hairstyle is not messed up. Look at the hair, it's still so perfect, not even a hair has changed. Yeshen, it doesn't matter, I will take action. Yeshi. He originally thought that the people in the live broadcast room were used to seeing big scenes, so they could accept the things in front of them very calmly. But what I didn't expect was, I took the time to take a look at the live broadcast room, and there was another scene of people crying for their fathers and mothers. Especially the barrage of people saying that they felt like the back of their butt was on fire and they didn't dare to sit down at all, leaving Yeshi speechless. Should everyone's sense of participation be so strong? Besides, isn't this running? He waved towards the live broadcast room and said hello. In other words, at this time, no one paid attention to Yeshi at all. Everyone was shouting for the big white tiger to rush forward, otherwise he would be caught up. The big white tiger was also frothing as he ran away, and was about to turn to stone under Medusa's sight. I don't know where the strength came from, and with a leap, my whole body roared, and I grew dozens of times, and my speed became dozens of times faster, and disappeared in an instant. Yeshi. He stretched out his hand towards the flaming mountain behind him. This is running too fast. It scared me to death. My soul was really chasing after me just now. This feeling of oppression between Medusa and people is too strong. I don't know if people would be stupid if they were really there. Kicks the door frame, that's not stupid. Look at Yeshen, he's still fixing his hair there. Yeshi? He just touched his hair with his hands. How did he fix his hairstyle? However, I don't know how far this big white tiger ran in the sea. After zooming in and coming to a safe place, the whole white tiger collapsed on the ground. Ouch, I can't do it anymore. My life is almost gone. Little Titan, you have to thank me very much. If it weren't for my super strength, you would have been swallowed by Medusa long ago. If I had met this Medusa a few decades earlier, I would have slapped it to the bottom of the sea 100,000 meters deep. How could I let it chase me? When I recover my strength, I will definitely teach this Medusa a lesson. Humph. The big white tiger collapsed directly on the ground, panting with its tongue sticking out, just like a big cat. Although it was almost killed by the chase just now and is now exhausted, its mouth is still so hard that it can still leave its mouth even if it is sent to the crematorium for cremation. I guess Thanos is here, and with a snap of his fingers, everyone on Blue Star is dead, and this mouth is still blabbering. Brother above, you forgot that I am not from Blue Star. Ciao. Yeshi stood by, looking helplessly at the flame mountain which was already far away from him. No, why are you running so fast? My destination is the flame mountain. Laughing, the expression of the big white tiger is so funny. Warm TI. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Wo Yu Yi Pian Hai. Chapter 229. The big white tiger listened to Yeshi's words, as if he heard something incredible, stared with two tiger eyes wide, stood up, and then stood in front of Yeshi. Listen to what you said, is this human language? Who saved you from the cruel Medusa? It was me. Who carried you for tens of thousands of meters and escaped from the disaster scene? It was me. Who is laughing to death? I am laughing to death. I have made contributions for Yeshen, I have sweated for Yeshen. I understand, next time there is Medusa, let the white tiger go first. Yeshi, who brought me back from where I wanted to go? It was also you. And you made me take such a long detour. Don't say so much, let's go back. Big white tiger. Yeshi waved his hand like a cat, asking the big white tiger to follow. Big white tiger, after a moment of hesitation, he actually followed and walked a few steps. After walking a few steps, he realized that something was wrong. Are you really going to go back? Go back to die, right? Don't drag me along if you go to die. My strength hasn't recovered yet. I won't follow you to die. The big white tiger said this and watched Yeshi walk farther and farther away. The tone suddenly became anxious. Wait, why are you really leaving? No, wait for me, don't go. Okay, I'll go with you, but I have to recover my strength first. Pick me some herbs now, let me recover my strength, and I'll go with you. Why are you still walking inside? The big white tiger suddenly became anxious, jumped up a few times, and hurriedly chased after him. White tiger, don't force me to kneel down and beg you. The smile shifted from the white tiger's face to my face. Yeshi rode on the big white tiger again. But it was different from before. When the big white tiger was carrying Yeshi and running away, it wanted to step to the edge of the world in one step. Now, the big white tiger was slowly stepping on its tiger paws in the jungle, slowly and leisurely to the extreme. White tiger, there are policies from above and countermeasures from below, just look at me. Yeshen, anyway, I'm not in a hurry, I'm just here to travel. You are not in a hurry, but I am. I want to see the banana fan, the bull demon king, and red boy, hurry up. In the towering ancient forest. A white tiger, which is only the size of a kitten compared to the trees, is carrying an even smaller creature, weaving through the dense forest. Yeshi looked at the silent forest and thought of a very serious question. We have only seen a few lives since we came here, why are there no other lives? If there is no food chain, how do you eat? Kick the doorframe, this question is really good, why didn't I think of it? As expected, Yeshen is worthy of being Yeshen. White tiger. Are you from this planet? What is the name of this planet? All the lives here are giants, what food chain? How do we eat? Of course, by absorbing the air and energy in the universe, otherwise. By eating, so you grow so big. Are you dreaming? Show me an example of growing bigger by eating life. No way, what alien titan, do you need to eat before? Just like a little cat, eating. What giant beast planet Barrage King winner white tiger? ALA country, they use life to a much higher level than we do, while we are still using the flesh and even need to eat, we are indeed low level life. This white tiger is really funny, the last one that was so funny was the fish. Yeshi frowned, looking at this white tiger that seemed to be able to rap, wondering what it had swallowed, so it had such a brain. He originally wanted to teach the native white tiger of some giant beast planet a lesson, but he never expected that this native white tiger was even more colorful than the people of Blue Star. I suggest those who can't speak shut up. White tiger was about to continue talking, but he only saw a rope floating over and tied to his mouth, which made him shut up on the spot. White tiger, I can't beat those who others can't beat, I can't run away from those who others can't run away, but I can shut the mouths that others can't shut. White Tiger was so angry at Yeshi's operation that smoke came out of his head. It was really white smoke, which made the people of Blue Star and other worlds laugh half to death after seeing it. I thought I was watching an adventure plot, but it turned out to be a sitcom. I am laughing so hard that my face is frozen. I feel like this white tiger can perform our northeast Uranswan. It seemed to lock its mouth to fight against Yeshi. So it walked slower and slower, and in the end it was like a snail, which made Yeshi laugh. In a slow period of time, the big white tiger carried Yeshi in the jungle. It seemed to have walked for a long time, but the surrounding scenery did not change at all, so that people watching the live broadcast could not tell where they were going. The sound of birdsong came from afar. A little red bird holding a big snake, bang, threw it down from the sky, and happened to throw it in front of Yeshi. Shock, big snake. Alas, Suzaku. Yeshi looked at the snake hair that was pulled off from Medusa's head. Then raised his head to the sky. Wow, they are fighting again. What's the tone? Why do you want them to fight so much? I'm different. I just want to say, the fight is really beautiful. The more brutal it is, I love to watch it. In the sky is a small red bird that covers the sky and the sun. Chi. Chi. The red flame is like a blood-red diamond, blooming with a different light, and the divine light is sweeping down. The fire, just swept down directly. Hoo 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 hoo. After a snake hair fell, the whole forest was on fire, and a terrifying gaze swept across the earth. This gaze was filled with infinite tyranny, wanting to destroy everything. As for the two ants in the ancient forest, they were naturally not within the gaze of this terrifying existence. He just destroyed all the creatures in front of him indiscriminately. Niimo, I had a crush on Suzaku when I heard his name before. Now it seems that I like him, but he only treats me as an ant, right? Fortunately there is no life in this dense forest, otherwise I don't know how many people would die. Tree, if I don't speak, you don't think I'm a human, right? Ordinary creatures have long been terrified by this kind of intimidation, and they dare not even raise their heads. Only after Yeshi raised his head, he even picked up a monocle and began to observe the Suzaku in the human world. As for the white tiger, it was indeed quite capable. Under such a fierce attack, it even turned around and prepared to run away with Yeshi on its back. Chew! The sharp sound of birds chirping rang out, and a shadow of wings that was enough to block out the sun fell down. The white tiger just turned its head and planned to run away. Yeshi hurriedly grabbed it to prevent the white tiger from taking him further away from the destination. Warm reminder, if you find that clicking the next page will force you to jump to other websites, please use the chapter error or contact us at the bottom to inform us. We will handle it as soon as possible. Thank you for your understanding. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 230. Baihu felt that the weight on his body was pressing down like a mountain, making it unable to move. The whole tiger became sluggish. Look at the other person's doubtful eyes about life. This is not the first nor the last. Yeshi had no longer noticed the white tiger, who was a stand-up comedian, and one person formed a duet. Instead, he looked at the little red bird and Medusa with the bird and snake brains in front of him, and then sighed quietly. He casually unlocked the lock on the white tiger's mouth. Then he reached out and grabbed a large bucket of popcorn. After Yeshi stuffed a mouthful of popcorn, he fed another one to Baihu, and immediately blocked the mouth of the man who was about to curse. He looked into the camera and said, "I didn't expect that as soon as I came in, I would appreciate such an epic battle. I usually perform for you, but now it's time for me to enjoy the joy of watching the live broadcast." True, live broadcast. Where did you get the popcorn? I didn't even get popcorn in Blue Star. You deserve to die. No, I deserve to die. That big white cat has been conquered by popcorn. Look at its intoxicated eyes. Damn it, I want to eat popcorn too. Popcorn JPG. Hey, I finally know why Yeshen did this. Now I'm eating popcorn, drinking Coke, watching Yeshen's live broadcast, and watching Suzaku fighting Medusa. It's really fun. Upstairs, may I ask how you understand the gods created by the void? No, I run a movie theater. I also have free Yeshen Live IMAX giant screen mode. If you want to watch it, please come to CCCXXX. What kind of person is Xuanhuan? The Suzaku in the sky is like an iron-headed child. Medusa wanted to retreat several times, but Suzaku got involved every time. After going back and forth several times, the entire Suzaku's eyes became more and more violent. Medusa's hair also fell down, and some people felt the same way. I don't know how many snakes fell to the ground. On the ground, apart from the sounds of burning trees and the hissing of snakes, there was also a clicking sound. Click. Yashi threw a few popcorns into his mouth, and was concentrating on watching the live broadcast, when he felt as if his elbow was rubbed by something. Stop making trouble, watch the live broadcast. Without looking back, he patted the big furry tiger on the head. You are watching the live broadcast in the live broadcast room, and I am watching the live broadcast in the live broadcast room. The live broadcast room decorates my computer, and the live broadcast decorates your live broadcast room. Awesome, literary giant, Bianzhilan is reincarnated. Yashi was having a great time watching the live broadcast, especially the fight between the two sides. It was really all about being strong and reckless all the way. It was 1,000 times more enjoyable than any blockbuster movie. Let him watch the live broadcast of Behemoth movie and complain to the audience watching the live broadcast. Come to think of it, I haven't seen a movie in a year. Sure enough, Blue Star can't do it. I didn't expect that such a wonderful monster movie would be staged for me just after I left the solar system. Isn't this more exciting than Godzilla vs. Kong? The sky has been dyed red by the flames of the little red bird. To be precise, it has been burned red. The fire cloud was originally just a metaphor in Blue Star, but here it became a fact. The cloud was indeed burned by fire, and then turned into groups of fire clouds. Even half of the sky was filled with red fire from the flames of the little red bird. As for the Medusa, black snake hair kept falling from her body, and black mist snakes were also entangled around her. Unfortunately, these things were of no use to the little red bird. All the creatures in the world of giant beasts felt the fluctuations of the battle here. The flames penetrated the sky, and the complete Medusa stood in the clouds. The terrifying aura caused the continental plates to shatter. In a startling glance, Yashi saw a turtle that secretly appeared from the place where the plate was broken. It should be a turtle. But Yashi only saw the turtle shell and the rippling water waves, and nothing else. The atmosphere in this area is really too scary. The entire continent was beaten to pieces, but Yashi was still eating popcorn, feeding the kittens, and discussing with the barrage. Oh, who do you think will win? Of course it's the little red bird. Although he can't be called Suzaku, because there are only red birds with Suzaku bloodline in the world, but judging from the battle situation, it is obvious that the little red bird is better than who knows how much. That Medusa tried to run away several times but failed. Now she has 3 pieces of her scalp cut off and she is still trying to run away. Gee, her status has dropped a bit. Flames linger. The 2 snake eyes stared at the burning flames in the sky, almost vomiting to death. And when people in the live broadcast room heard Yeshi's comment that standing and talking didn't hurt their backs, no one really had any objections. Who dares to speak so wildly? Stand up for me. Oh, it's Yeshen who tells the truth, then it's okay. The 2 beasts fighting must not have imagined that they have become the scenery in the eyes of others. This 12D movie is really beautiful. It can be called an epic masterpiece. It is one of the few movies in the entire universe it should be included. Little Titan, where did your power come from? You can actually ignore the flames of the Suzaku. What did you eat to grow up? Tell me quickly. After the big white tiger swallowed the popcorn, he asked in a tone that sounded like he was kidnapping a child. Tell me, I swear I won't tell anyone. But I tell you, not every kind of energy can be absorbed and used. If you accidentally absorb it into other worlds, you are likely to be hunted down. Yashi directly stuffed the only thing left, a popcorn, and a paper bucket into the other party's mouth. I'm not a titan. It's okay, you can go now. Ah! The big white tiger licked it and swallowed the paper bucket in one gulp. If you don't want to say it, don't say it. To be honest, you are too stingy. As it spoke, it felt the weight on its body lighten. It turned out that Yeshi had put away some of his strength. Let's go. Hearing Yeshi's inexplicable words, the white tiger was speechless. However, when he was about to refute, something unexpected happened. Boom boom. The little red bird fell down for some reason. And Medusa ran out of the door, running about a few thousand times faster than the white tiger at that time. The wind whistled past. White Tiger was dumbfounded by the unpredictable situation. What happened? Little Titan, how did you know? It seemed to have thought of something, and a crisp female voice shouted, accompanied by an expression of sudden enlightenment. I know. Are you playing the pig to eat the tiger? Did you call other titans to secretly attack Suzaku? Yashi frowned and looked at White Tiger. Why don't you say that I am 30 years in the east and 30 years in the west? Don't bully the poor young man.